Good evening. How are you guys today? I promised yesterday, or I mentioned, that I might show you how to make the bruschetta pasta tonight, which is what we're having for dinner. So I thought I would just show you how to quickly throw that together. So what I have done, and I'll move this here. I don't know if you can see that. See the pasta? It's on a plate because I just need half a pound. The recipe calls for a pound, but there's just a few of us here. So I'm just going to do a half pound so we don't have massive amounts of leftovers. So I just measured that out in the kitchen scale, and what I did is I put my plate on it, and then I pushed tare, which zeroed it out, and then I was able to put on the pasta and measure out 8 ounces, so I know that I have exactly half a pound in here. So if you don't have the kitchen scale in your house, you definitely might want to consider one of them, because they are, man, I use this thing all the time. They're awesome, and it's just a great tool to have in your kitchen. So, okay, so the actual recipe calls for 32 ounces of chicken broth. We are going to use 16 because we're using half the amount of pasta. So I'm just going to pour that in here. And I'm actually making this recipe in our rock crock. And this is the Dutch oven rock crock. If you're not familiar with rock crocks, they are awesome. They can go on your grill, on your stovetop, in your oven, under your broiler, in your microwave, and in your dishwasher. They're also freezer and refrigerator safe too. So pretty cool. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm using the Easy Read measuring cups. I love these, use them constantly, and they come in a set of the 4-cup, 2-cup, which is what I just used, and the 1 cup. And then there's a little baby one that's a 1/4 cup. It's a pretty awesome one. So I have this in here, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a stir with these are our small tongs. Yesterday we used our large. And so lock, unlock. And we're just going to kind of stir our pasta up here, and then we're going to put this in the microwave, and we're going to put it in there for 8 minutes. So you could put the lid on it, or you could put the boil over no more. Since it's half of the recipe, I'm just going to go ahead and put the lid on it. A lot of times I put the boil on it, boil over no more, so that I don't have to worry about anything boiling over in my microwave. But I forgot the lid in the other room, so I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I'm going to put this in the microwave. And while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and get the bruschetta part of the recipe made. So, I've already rinsed our tomatoes here, and I'm going to go ahead and use the corn more and get the cores out of them. And so we're going to do that like this. Can't see that. Scoop that out. These are great for hulling strawberries, and if you have the little black eyes in your pineapple, you can get those out too. So, okay. Put this here. I'm going to pop this in our manual food processor. I use this tool quite a bit. So, and I'm going to use the serrated knife here, which is a great tool for your kitchen too. Okay, I'm just going to quarter our tomatoes, stick them in here. Alright, that's good for right now because I don't want to block the blade. I'm also going to take our garlic. Now, if we were using our garlic press, I wouldn't have to peel this, but we're going to use the garlic slicer because it gives you a different tasting garlic. It gives it more buttery flavor when you slice it. So I'm going to stick this in the peeler. I'm going to roll it. I think you guys can see that. There we go. Till the paper, oh, part of it came off. Okay, let me roll it a little more. Thought I heard it pop off. Actually, I did hear the first level of the paper pop off. So this one was a really big piece of garlic. So put that in here. Roll it a little bit more. Yep, now the paper's off. I don't normally have this big a piece of garlic, but see, got the paper off, and we're going to put it into the slicer. I have one more clove here. Stick it in there. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but you can kind of hear it when the paper comes off. So, okay, so that's the garlic peeler. This is the garlic slicer, and hopefully you can see this. Actually, okay, I thought it wasn't all the way down because oh, it's not. That one piece is absolutely huge, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half so that it actually fits into our slicer better. There we go. Perfect. So we're going to slice garlic. It calls for 4 cloves, so we're doing 2. Kind of just cutting this recipe in half. There we go. All right. So, got our sliced garlic, and we have our tomatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on here, and go ahead and get our bruschetta. Hopefully you guys can see that. So it's pretty quick and easy. We're going to add some olive oil. I'm going to scrape this down and put in a little more tomato, and then you can get the rest of those cloves of garlic sliced up too. But I have some basil here, and I wish you could smell it. See how nice and green it is? Basil does not like cold, so don't put it in the refrigerator. It gets those little gray spots, and you really don't want it like that. You want it nice and fresh and green like this, okay? And we're going to use the this little thing is wonderful. It's called the herb mill. I'm going to go ahead and use this, and go ahead and kind of get it started here, and we're going to cut these leaves in half because they're pretty big. Okay, put them in here, and there is a ball in the bottom of this. You see that white ball? And that's kind of heavy, and it helps keep stuff down. Okay. We want it to help get our basil grating here. Okay. And like I said, it's super important that your, just a second, I don't know. Yep, I do have it put together right. Super important that your basil be dry, or your rosemary or whatever you're doing in here be really dry. I don't know why it's just not kind of catching, but I want to show you exactly how awesome this is here. So watch what happens here, and there we go. I don't know why it didn't catch, but see how wonderful it grates. I'll put that in there. Into your, there you go. See, it's your grated basil in there. And just kind of twist that around. It's wonderful for cilantro and parsley and all kinds of different things that you might be grating, okay? And then if you have leftovers, this is what I want to show you too. This lid actually comes on the bottom here, but if you have leftover herbs that you're not using, you can store them in here, or you can cut them up and put them with a little chicken broth or water in our our herb freezing trays, and then you can save them for later. So you can do that with lots of different things. So I've got that in here. Let me get the rest of the tomatoes in here, and we will be just about ready to go with this. Now remember, I chopped the chicken last night, so I'll show that to you. Or I cooked the chicken last night, and I actually chopped it too. Used our salad choppers. Love those. Use those quite a bit. Oops. Actually use them for chicken instead of salad a lot of the time. So, okay, so manual food processor again. And we're just going to go ahead and get the rest of that stuff mixed up. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So awesome. We're going to add, the recipe calls again for a 1/3 cup of olive oil. We're just going to add about 1/2 of a 1/3 cup to this. And then when the pasta comes out, we are going to go ahead. I'll show you it, but we got to put it back in the microwave to finish cooking. What we're doing is taking it out to stir it because, of course, as you know, pasta can stick together. And we don't want it to do that because that's kind of icky. So give me a second here, and I will show you what it looks like. And we're going to use microwave grips. That's just always a good idea, especially when it's hot. Okay. So this, I almost dumped that liquid out. This is what it looks like. And we're just going to go ahead and just use our tongs and kind of stir it up here. And we're going to put it in there for another 8 minutes to make sure that it's done. Okay? So when it comes out, we'll add the chicken, we'll add the bruschetta. And some grated Parmesan, and we will be done with dinner. So about 16 minutes and you can have this on the table. It's a really quick, easy, delicious menu, and you can even do your chicken fresh. Takes about 15-20 minutes to do the chicken, so you could get that started a little bit beforehand, but you could do that, or you can do it before and then just zap that in the microwave for a few minutes before you add it, and you're ready to go. So I hope you enjoyed seeing how to make bruschetta pasta. It is so yummy, one of my favorites, and the kids really like it too. So if you guys have questions, again, let me know. Happy to answer them for you. And if there's anything you'd like to see demoed, let me know that too. Talk to you later. Bye.